Okay, I'm at Panther Creek Cave or Falls Creek Cave, whatever you want to call it. I'm at the main tube. Looking straight ahead, you might be tempted to think I'm near the end. You would be epically wrong. Notice the rope here. It's not for you to play jump rope. There is the rest of the cave down there, 30 feet below me. I'm obviously not going to try it by myself today. Whoa, I almost tripped over a rock. Well, that's one way to get down there. All right, let's try this again, shall we? Notice straight ahead, the cave's a dead end. But down there, it's not a dead end. The obvious problem is that even from here, it's like 30 feet down. So unless you have really good upper arm strength, etc., don't do that. Okay. So long story short, I'm going to come back Saturday with more people. We're going to attempt that. But by myself today, I'm going to give up. Make sure I survive till Saturday. All right, so now I'm going to turn my light back down to 30%. Save battery life. Now I'm going to head out. Question is, should I head straight out or should I look around? I have time, I have battery life. I'm a little bit tired and sore. Yeah, you know what? I think I will just go out the main tube. Do you want to see the side passages? Look at the horizontal format video. But on the way out, I will point out a couple of turns in case you do want to explore. You can compare my video to the map. Of course, if I leave right now, I'm going to end up going through Portland during rush hour. But, oh well. It's better than having to spend the night up here. I have everything I need to spend the night, but I just don't want to. Anyway. Oh, man. Notice I could walk up on this ledge here, but the thing is there's loose gravel. It's a bit tricky, so I'm not going to try it by myself. There is some cool stuff to see up there, but I'll wait till there's other people to taunt me when I fall. There's no point in falling if nobody taunts me. Oh yeah, and rescue me. Anyway. All right. Wow. Look at the moisture on there. Kind of pretty. All right, anyway, let's go ahead and keep going. I started this video about noon, so if I go about the same as the previous video, take me 4 hours, I'll leave at 4 p.m. So I'll get home at, well, I'll get home before bedtime. But yeah, if I sprint through, save an hour. More time to get ready before bed. What was that commercial where this thing brush this is standing for your teeth? I think it's for a brand of toothpaste or something, toothbrush. Anyway, the good old days. Notice the green arrow. You can go underneath this rock, but it's more work. It's a lot easier just to hop over the top if you can get up here. It'd be funny if I couldn't get up. Guess we'll just go the long way. Alright, well, I technically made it. See, if I went under this rock, I have to climb up under there. It's a little bit of work. I did in the horizontal video, so you can watch that if you don't believe me. No CGI, I swear. Would it be stupid if somebody faked a video like this? Like there'd be any point in doing that at all? So you know that I'm heading out of the cave, I'm heading uphill. It's a little bit more work. Burn more calories per hour. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. So now I'm climbing up over this pile of rocks. I get to make a decision. Head straight back out, see how long it takes me, save a lot of time, or check out the upper level, as long as I'm here. Notice the arrow's pointing the way out. That's the only way out. levels. All right, I'm gonna take off my backpack so I can crawl through here a little easier. There, this is the end. Ish. How badly do you want to crawl? Well, there you go. Next time you feel bored, let's see you crawl back there. But I am out of here. That's too small of a crawl down there. This is the way back out. It doesn't look much better, but if I got in, I can get out, theoretically. Okay, now I'm back to the main tube. Those white arrows point the way out. So, I'll go up here. Wow, there's a strong wind through this cave. Wow. It's called cave breathing. That's why you don't really have to worry about suffocating in most caves. Plenty of airflow. But remember, mines are not caves. Mines are a lot more dangerous than caves. Ventilation is one of them. So I'm in the upper level, remember. The main tube is the lower level. Wow. Excuse me. Excuse me. Now check this out. I'm going to turn up my light to 100% for a second. There we are. There are two levels below me. The very lowest one, that's where I was. That's the way out. The one ahead of me, middle level, never been there. I don't think it goes back very far. I think it shows it on the map. Notice there's a ledge over here on the right, but it'd be extremely difficult and dangerous to climb along that ledge over there. I know people have done it, but I guarantee you I'm not one of them. So yeah, if you ever find this cave, do us both a favor and just stick to the main tube. It's like most caves. This is the easiest cave and the hardest cave, just depending on how hard you try. Alright. I'm a little tired. This is my second lap through this cave today. The first one took me 4 hours. This one I'm trying to be a little quicker, but still, that's gonna be 7 hours of caving. My record is 8 for one day. Well, since I kept track. I think the first time I was at Lava Beds, I might have done more than that, but I was young back then. Different curve. Yeah, when I went to Lava Beds the first time, it was right after I got out of the Army. Like just a few months after I got out of the Army. So I was still in pretty good physical shape. Long story short, I did like almost all the caves on Cave Loop Road, like one day. Yes, the catacombs, all the way to Cleopatra's grave and everything. It was awesome. But yeah, now that I'm older, shoot videos definitely takes me a little bit longer, which is usually okay. Something to do with all my free time. Alright, so this is the end of this tube. See, it's just a bunch of rock. Anticlimactic. Nothing here. Just cave. So, yeah, I could have skipped this, but I didn't. The end. Alright, I'm gonna sit down a second. Okay, so my video's going 17 minutes. Just to make sure my video's going. It'd be kind of heartbreaking to come all the way back here and not get on video. It's like, why bother? Oops. Oops. So I'm in the main level, right on top, well, the upper level, on top of the main level. All right, let's get out of here. Thing is, I'm wearing a helmet. I don't like the weight on my head for a cave this hard. I should be wearing a helmet in case I bump my head. The cave is so tall that I can't hit my head, that's one thing. But yeah, that in this cave, I could do that if I stick to the main tube. But I didn't come here to skip to the main tube, stick to the main tube. Came here to do it all. So I'm now climbing down to, I'm over a rock pile. Still the main tube. lower level of the main tube. I can feel a really strong wind coming through. Cave breathing. Feels good. It's nice and cool. That happens whenever a cave is really long and there's more than one entrance. In this case, it's really long. I'm nowhere near the end. As the temperature and pressure change outside because of the weather and climate, then higher air pressure outside forces air into the cave, and lower air pressure outside pulls air back out of the cave. So the changing pressure outside basically pumps air in and out. So you see how low the ceiling is, only like 30 feet tall? That's because that upper level that's just in is right above us. Isn't it cool how the cave's like a perfect rectangle? I mean, look how flat the ceiling is and how straight the walls are. It's kind of unique by lava tube standards. Of course, I'm exaggerating. You see how the wall bulges out a bit here. So, everything I said is partially true, partially wrong. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth would take about 180 gigabytes. So check it out. Notice the ceiling kind of bulges there. Oops, hang on a second. My gimbal's being stupid. Okay, there we go. Something came loose that shouldn't have come loose. But anyway, so check this out. I'm gonna briefly look up so you know where I am. See how the ceiling suddenly gets tall? That's where I was. That's the cliff where I ended. Then on the right here is that ledge I warned you about. And up there is the middle level I said I'd never been on. But if you are really good at walking along a deadly ledge, you could probably get up there. And then the lower level, this is the way it came in. So this is the way out. How's that for a big no duh? That's a technical term. No duh. You could probably also climb up this wall here. But yeah, it's like 15 feet up. Definitely what you need to do is like get some cheerleaders here and tell them to throw you up there. That'd be kind of creepy. Go to the nearest high school, try to hire a bunch of cheerleaders. Want to ride in my car? I got something for you. Yeah, probably better just to get a rope and climb up. Anyway. Whoops, darn it. See, I hit my head on the ceiling. Good thing I got a rock. I mean, helmet on. I should have been more careful if I got distracted by the ground. See how the ceiling's just barely tall enough here. So yeah, definitely watch where you're going here. I have basically a bicycle quality helmet, so it'll protect my head from major injuries, but won't really protect my neck. So do have to be careful not to break my neck. Look at the small rocks here. Wow. Now you know where these rocks came from. I was only joking when I said the stork brought them. The stork doesn't bring rocks. It brings people dumb as rocks, but not actual rocks. All right, here we go. Despite being a little bit tired, I'm feeling good. Like I said, I have enough battery life to finish this video. So I'm gonna go ahead and head on out. When I get to the next side passage, I'll decide whether I wanna take the side passage or just skip it. Notice here, the ceiling's not flat. Remember how I showed you back then? It was like the cave was shaped like a perfect rectangle. Now it's shaped more like a weird arch. Notice over here how the floor looks like a muddy creek bed. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. Notice the arrow pointing the way out. Here's that black stuff again. Watch the movie District 9 and decide what you want to do with that black stuff. All right. But now the ceiling gets tall again, which means that upper level I showed you probably dead ends around right about here. So that should give you an idea how long that upper level is. Of course, I could just look at a map too, but that's cheating. Right. I said a comment like that in an earlier cave video. Somebody lectured me about how no, using a map is not cheating. But there we go. I was kind of right and kind of wrong. The level is here. I wouldn't say it ends here, depending on how good you are at rock climbing. There you go. Climb right up and down here if you think you're so smart. Might be easier on this side than the other side. Wow. I do want to go up there sometime. Saturday, I don't know how many people are coming. There's only like one person who RSVP'd so far. A lot of people gave me thumbs up, but that's not a commitment to show up. But yeah, if we got a big group of people. Last winter, a lot of people came up here in the winter when there's seriously a foot of snow. I think there were like 15 people who came through this cave in the winter. Wow. I wish I was on that trip, but I missed it. Yeah. Kind of crummy. I was planning to attend, but I got a little mistake. Anyway. Hopefully I can get a big group this Saturday or another Saturday. I really think we should do it in 2 days. Like one day, do everything this side of the cliff, and another day, do everything beyond the cliff. So I heard beyond the cliff, it's really awesome, but really hard. So it sounds like worth doing a full day. Okay. I didn't point this out on the way in because there's no point. Notice you can climb down here, but it's a dead end. You can go down there for fun. The arrow points the way out. What's kind of creepy about this, look at this. You get to jump about 2 feet. It's not hard, but if you miss, you're going to fall down about 8 feet. So, yeah. Like I said, the good news is the rocks around here are not slippery at all. So, if you're any good at walking, any good at hiking, that part shouldn't be too hard. But come with other people and hold hands. Watch out for each other if you're really worried about it. Helping each other is not cheating. Helping each other is why you come with other people. I'm actually on my first battery for this trip because I'm only at 30% brightness instead of 30% or 40%. I shot my horizontal video at 40% brightness. Obviously I want to do 100%, but if I do that, my light overheats. Kind of pathetic. Oh well. Oh well, at least it turns itself off. It's just blowing itself up. I wonder if you drove, I went to the German Autobahn where there's no speed limit, drove a Tesla nonstop on a hot day. Could it overheat and explode? Or did they make sure that can't happen? Something for Mythbusters to do. Okay, so I'm just about ready to pause the video. All right, so. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah. Hold on a second. All right, yeah, I'm going to switch flashlights batteries. It's time to switch batteries. As soon as I find a safe spot to get down. All right, here we go. All right, there we go.